Wake up, little guy. We got a game starting in a few. Let's go down to the field with Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, last night, by the time the Dodgers got to the third inning, both Kyle Tucker as well as Dalton Rushing were out of the game. First with Kyle Tucker, he experienced lower back spasms. It happened after he got on base. He made his way over to second, and immediately when he went to the ground, Dave Roberts saw and took him out of the game. He started something he felt earlier. Then there was Dalton Rushing. Dalton Rushing took a foul tip off of his mask for him. He went into concussion protocol. Dave Roberts said that today he is feeling better, but he did go through some more tests past them, and he should be available off the bench this evening and then hopefully back in the lineup tomorrow. For Kyle Tucker, they're hoping to stay and planning to stay away from him today, likely as well as tomorrow. He is feeling better, but the hope is that he can resume to baseball activity tomorrow afternoon and then get back into the lineup on Friday against the Padres, guys.
All right, Kirsten, sounds like they avoided the worst with both those guys. So we're all set for baseball. The Dodgers and Twins and Shohei Ohtani to lead things off when you come back.
Well, this is what we saw last night. Shohei Ohtani hitting a leadoff home run, the 24th with the Dodgers, third most in franchise history. Man, he's something to watch at the beginning of a ball game. Take a look at these pitches. This is where you do not want to throw them, right? You throw it here, it's going to end up in the seats, and you're going to be down 1-0.
And here he is, ready to lead off this game with this batting order presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. Pages bats second. Freddie Freeman went deep as well. His home run was the difference in the 2-1 win for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts at short hitting cleanup. Tommy Edman up to the 5 spot in left field with Kyle Tucker getting the day off today. Max Muncy is at third base hitting 6th. Alex Call gets his first start. Came off of the bench for Tucker last night. Had 2 hits. Alex Freeland gets his first start of the series. And Chucky Robinson does the catching with Rushing. Available perhaps off of the bench, as Kirsten told us, but out of the lineup in a starting role tonight. The 2-1 win for the Dodgers with Ohtani and Freeman both going deep. Eric Lauer, those 6 no-hit innings. Another 1-run win for the Dodgers. 6 of their last 7 games have been decided by 1 run, and they've won 5 of the 6.
Just enough to win ball games. And I think I said it last night, playing the close ball games, beneficial. You want to have these games where a play here, a play there, a pitch here, a pitch there can be the balance in a baseball game, and the Dodgers are getting their share of that lately.
First team in the majors to reach 50 wins this year. The Twins, meanwhile, 4 games below 500 now, but just 2 games out of a playoff spot in a jam-packed American League race. It was supposed to be their ace tonight, Joe Ryan. He was under the weather, or maybe they saw the weather and didn't want to mess up things with their ace. And so it's going to be the rookie Rojas starting a bullpen game for the Twins tonight. 23 years old, out of Cuba, and was off to a really good start before missing the last month with an elbow issue. 5 games, a 1.26 ERA.
Yeah, you say, though, you look at the walks. He's got 10 of them in 14 innings, so that tells you that he's a bit erratic, and then you're going against a ball club that is very plate disciplined. I always like to look at that home runs allowed column. That needs some fixing, doesn't it? 0 right now.
A really good fastball, and yeah, it all kind of aligns. All this stuff usually goes in the same bucket. Really good fastball, hard to hit, but he doesn't always know where it's going in those 10 walks in 14 innings. It's a guy that they acquired in the Lewis Varland trade last year. Key piece, and Varland's turned into one of the top relievers in baseball for the Blue Jays. So they are crossing their fingers extra tight, hoping that Rojas can grow into something.
Again, you mentioned he's got the talent, and only 23 years of age. He's going to garner some experience, but eventually they hope that he becomes somebody that they can rely on for innings, and he can continue to grow.
Verizon Straight Talk Stats. He tries to put an end to what has been long suffering for the Twins against Dave Roberts and the Dodgers. Dodgers last night winning their 17th game out of the last 20 against Minnesota. 8 of the last 9 here at Target Field. Rain or snow or shine. Dodgers have come out in front 8 out of the last 9 here. First-year manager Derek Shelton, good friends with Dave Roberts. He managed the Pirates for a few years. 6 seasons there, and now taking over in Minnesota after a year away from baseball. And Dave Roberts in his 11th year. Only Kevin Cash longer tenured in the major leagues.
Right, it's really hard to believe when you think about that. The managers, and heard something the other day, another Western Division team, Torey Lovello, another one right up there as far as longest tenured. And Dave Roberts, he's doing it.
All right, so the rain has cleared. Ready to rock as Shohei Ohtani climbs in. Homer to start yesterday's ball game. He had 8 home runs 50 games into the season. Last night's home run was his 9th and his 21. So first it was the average, the on base, but he's back to full powered Ohtani with the power as well. Off we go. A strike one from Rojas. Dodgers yesterday didn't have the clutch hit, but they had the 2 home runs. Out homered the Twins 2-1, won the game by that score. Ball and a strike on Ohtani. Going to face a lefty to begin in this game. Probably a couple innings for Rojas, who only threw 38 pitches in his rehab outing in AAA. He's thrown as many as 65 in an outing this season. Now the Dodgers just middle of the pack against left-handers. #1 offense in baseball against righties. A couple of left-handers down in that bullpen for Derek Shelton, including the old Dodger Anthony Banda. On a 2-1, Ohtani bends back on ball 3. Ohtani leading off and fouling it off. 24th leadoff home run for him in 2+ years with the Dodgers. Remember the first half of that first season with the team, he was hitting second. Wasn't until Betts got hurt midway through the summer that he moved into the leadoff spot.
We see what kind of confidence this youngster has. 3-2 pitch as he go with a breaking ball.
Here he comes. It is a breaking ball and it misses for ball 4. Leadoff walk for Ohtani.
Probably better a guy on first than down 1-0.
More the same though for Rojas. He's walked 1 of every 3 left-handed hitters that he's faced so far. Walks Ohtani to start this game, and it brings up Andy Pages, who for so much of the first month plus of the season was keeping this offense going when they weren't clicking on all cylinders, up at the top especially. They've kind of replaced each other as Ohtani has taken off. Pages has gone in the other direction and hit him below 200 now over the last month plus.
It's really been that second spot in the lineup this year for the Dodgers. Just have not got a lot of production. In fact, the OPS out of that second spot is the worst in Major League Baseball.
It's crazy.
Yeah, 599. Well, you know, it's crazy. But Pages has been the best. That's what's even crazier, because you sit here and you look and you're like, man, Andy's struggling. But Tucker's been there for 21 games, Freeman for 20, Betts for 11, and nobody had done anything.
Good stop by Caratini in that order. It was Tucker to begin the season. 2 spot, usually where you see your best hitter these days. Lead off for 2.
Well, how about so Tucker, 2 home runs, 663 OPS. Freeman, 0 home runs, 538. Betts, 1 home run, 430 OPS.
Those are like pitcher numbers.
That's right. That's crazy when you think of that.
3-1 on Pages. This is one of those guys who, when you put their stuff against the Dodger lineup, you worry about him if you're a Twins fan. So when this Dodger offense is at its best, this is what they make guys look like. Ohtani started it with a walk, and now 3-1 on Pages.
Well, and you couple that with youth and inexperience, and it's just not a good mixture.
And first game off of the injured list. It's been a month plus since he's pitched up here. Here he comes with the 3-1, and that is back-to-back walks to start this game for us. And it brings up the twin killer. Freddie Freeman went deep yesterday. .396 against the Twins in his career. Especially good in this ballpark. His home run was the difference in that 2-1 Dodger win. May 19th in San Diego. Went into that game 4 home runs for the year. And that was the day that he told himself, I'm going to think swing up today. He hit 2 home runs that day. 9 in his last 30 games, starting with that. Top 10 in the National League. I asked him about that today, and he said that worked to unlock me, but I'm coming up with a different cue every 4 or 5 days based on how I feel. So he's retired that and several others since. And he says even though he's been productive lately, he still feels like he's trying to keep his head above water. He said, when am I going to have that stretch where I get extra hot, string together multi-hit games? Said just 1 hit game the last 2 weeks. And when you really think of Freddie Freeman, you think of a few in a row. And the last time he had 3 straight multi-hit games was mid-April.
Wait, so you said 1 multi-hit game
the last
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Wow, that blows me away.
273 overall. Yeah. That's pretty darn good, keeping your head above water. Right. And he said to me, he's like, I realize that 85% of the season is going to feel like that, where you're trying to sustain or keep your head up. Said if I can make the other 15% hot streaks, that's how you hit 300. Chase is here, and Rojas has his first out.
Rojas goes with a slider out of the zone. Again, tougher. A guy like Freddie, you're seeing a live arm out there for the first time. Don't really have a lot of data.
Dodger offense just 5 runs the last 3 games. Had a bunch of chances for more yesterday, but 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. First inning chance here for Mookie Betts. And 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday.
As erratic as Rojas has been this inning, he started each of the hitters off with a first pitch strike.
Mentioned he's from Cuba. He grew up dreaming of being the next Aroldis Chapman and had pictures of Aroldis in his delivery taped up all over his bedroom and tried to make his delivery just like Aroldis Chapman. And it's actually, they've side-by-sided it before, and it's eerily similar. Now, he's not the freak of nature giant that Aroldis Chapman is, but kind of crosses his body with that leg kick as he leans towards home. Even that little pulse into a set position is Chapman-like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at him, and it is eerily similar. I mean, as you mentioned, though, the freakish nature of the body type and the power, strength are not the same. They're both left-handed, but the mannerisms, yes.
Nurgleski pacing per usual, waiting for his chance as Betts works the count full. Chapman blew the save last night against the Rock Show, but prior to that, 29 consecutive successful saves. 38 years old, a 2 ERA for the Red Sox. Pretty good guy to aim to be like if you're Rojas. Who delivers a payoff to Betts, and he has walked the bases loaded. Oh, a challenge coming here from Betts because I was wrong. They said strike 3. Betts is hoping that he's walked the bases loaded. Right on the edge. Let's see. And it was strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
And that is a good challenge. It's a great challenge because he gets down to first. The run expectancy of this inning and what you've got going, 100% you challenge right there.
So it'll be up to Tommy Edman here, who's hitting .412 over his first 5 games this season. 2 hits yesterday. He's had multiple hits, 3 of his first 4 starts. Two on, 2 out. Tommy Tanks cracks the line drive through past Keishel. Dodgers will take advantage as Edman collects another hit and drives in Ohtani. Man, hitting the ground running in 2026. Tommy Edman, 107 off of the bat right there.
Just a fastball, right, the sinker right down the middle, and it looked like Keishel should have made that play. It looked like it for him. It didn't see it clearly, or because he was there. As you mentioned, though, what a way to get going. I mean, that's so good to do that at the beginning of the year, because it's like putting money in the bank. It's like I'm stockpiling right now.
Conversely, if you start on a bad stretch and there's no money in the bank to balance it out,
it's the worst.
So the Dodgers on the board in the first inning for the 2nd day in a row. They get that first clutch hit in 2 games in this series. And it is another glimpse of what we were talking about last night. The Twins defense, and Keishel in particular, has really struggled. Muncy at a double in yesterday's ball game, dumps this back, finds himself down 0-2, and upset that he didn't do more with that pitch. This is a spot where Muncy has been much better lately. Way below his career norms with runners in scoring position for a lot of the year, but he's 8 for his last 13 in these situations. Paez at second, Edman at first. 1-2 to Muncy. Very high, 2-2. This has been ruled a base hit officially. But yeah, should have caught it.
I mean, he'll tell you he should have caught it. Again, maybe he was in the air, was knuckling or moving or something, because that just hit glove and went into the center field.
Got a chase and strike 3. Limits the damage to 1, but the Dodgers get on the board on the top of the first for the 2nd night in a row. Here comes Robleski.
Michelin, motion for life.
Here come the Twins, one of the hottest lineups in baseball coming into this series. Austin Martin leads off, and then Byron Buxton bats second in center field. Josh Bell DHs. Royce Lewis up into the cleanup spot with Brooks Lee at third base hitting 5th. Caratini does the catching. Keishel, Kreidler, and Kyler Fetko is looking for his first major league hit. In right field hitting 9th. Robleski, those 6 scoreless innings against Tampa Bay his last time, now 8-2 with a 2.72, making himself a all-star candidate.
See Robo right there. Opponent's only hitting .215 against him. Giving up some hard contact, but this defense has helped him, and he keeps the defense involved because he throws strikes.
Martin to lead off. Got a hit and a walk off of the bench yesterday. Takes what is called ball 1. Here's what he brings to the table.
Yeah, you know what he's bringing. That 4-seamer and slider a majority of the time that's going to bear in glove side. Every once in a while, mix in a sinker and change.
Driven to deep right field. Caw goes back and has plenty of room for the first out. Saw more of the sinker against Tampa Bay. Season high 12 of them for Robleski last time. He put the sinker and the fastball together. They were 0 for 15 against his fastballs.
Well, it's one of the things that these guys have to do, is they have to constantly adjust, constantly change, because you don't want to get into a pattern.
Buxton went deep yesterday in the first inning for the lone Twins run. His 8th home run in his last 15 games and his 25th to lead the American League. Here it was. And then he pumps his arm in his celebration, as he always does when he gets to home plate. That's a salute to his dad, Felton, who was a longtime truck driver. On pace to set the franchise record. Harmon Killebrew twice had 49 of them, and Buxton at a 51 home run pace. Hall of Famer.
Yep.
1964 and 1969. 49 big flies for him. Here comes a 2-1 in the dirt for ball 3. Now the Twins have not been good against left-handed pitching. Buxton, one of the only guys that has hit lefties. Between Lauer and Scott last night, 7 no-hit innings for the Dodger left-handers. And the Twins on the year 24th against El Paz. Got that fastball by him, 3-2. That said, they'd been hitting everybody coming into this series. Coming off a road trip where they scored 50 runs in 6 games, and then just the one last night. Off balance, pop fly right center. Call coming on. He's there. 2 out. If Robleski and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area Jack in the Box restaurants. Two up and 2 down, and here's Josh Bell. Hitting like an all-star in this month of June, which has always been his best month. Drives it to right. Alex Call's going to have a hat trick in this first inning. On to the second we go in Minneapolis.
Every step along the way.
It's going to be Alex Call to lead off this second inning for the Dodgers, and off of the bench yesterday with the injury to Kyle Tucker. He went 2 for 3, hitting .333 this season off of the bench. And already busy in this game. Made all 3 plays in the bottom of the first inning. Extra special, if you tuned in yesterday, you heard that he's doing this in front of a bunch of friends and families from about 45 minutes from here, just over the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. Yeah, put together a couple dozen tickets for folks yesterday. A bunch more people here to watch him today. Leading off this inning against the rookie Kendry Rojas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Twins bullpen starts to loosen. Austin Voth, who they just activated today. Call happy to get a look at a left-handed pitcher, though, leading the team, hitting .316 against lefties.
.31 pitches already. Again, they were hoping to get a couple innings out of the youngster. Again, though, he has gone. We're 7 hitters into the game. First pitch strike on every one of them. But then, not so much.
Well, that little sample, and it's just 7 hitters, but would make you wonder, is it a philosophy thing? He has the ability to throw the strike clearly. Does he then try too hard to go for strikeouts after that? Could learn a little something watching the guys facing off with tonight.
Right. Just trust your stuff and realize how difficult it is to hit. I always feel like pitchers give hitters way too much credit.
Leadoff walk for Call. If only they knew how many nights you spent laying in your hotel room staring at the ceiling.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
So 7 hitters into this game, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Yeah, now Alex Freeland comes up to the plate. He had a pinch hit single in yesterday's game. Better from the left side. He'll get his chances from over there as this bullpen game goes on, but a chance right here as a righty. First one from Rojas is chopped along third and foul. He had seen 7 straight first pitch strikes and was ready to go. Talked a lot about Freeland's defense. One of those things, defense for a team is something you tend to not talk about until it bugs you. But seeing the Twins on the other side, seeing Keishel unable to make that play, you see, reminds you how valuable it is to not have to worry about it.
I mean, you go back to that 8th inning last night, base hit to start off the inning, then Rojas makes a nice play at second. They get the lead runner, and then Alex Call a diving play. It was a 1-run ball game.
And winning 5 of these last 6 1-run games. Defense has a big hand in that. One play here, one play there. Good lead for Call at first. Not much of a base stealer. That's ball 3. Some of the defense in yesterday's game.
Yeah, that's that play right there late in the game. And you see Alex Call coming in. Max Muncy picking it over at third. But that's the thing. It's throughout the diamond. It's not just one area. It's not the left side of the infield. It's not just Andy Pius in center. It's everybody is contributing.
High fly ball, not deep though, in right center field. It's Kyler Fedko to get Freeland. He's talking with Jeff Kingston, one of the assistant general managers, and he said every few weeks they do a deep dive on their defense, their own defensive metrics. And these last few weeks, even better than it had been leading up to that when they've been #1 in baseball all year. One on, one out in the second inning, and Chucky Robinson climbs in. Squares and bunts through it. Strike 1. This is what he did to get himself a ring last year. Played just 1 game for the Dodgers. Got a sacrifice bunt down. Did it in his first game up with the team this year. And another start today with Dalton Rushing, at least out of the starting lineup. All clear as far as the concussion protocol. Strike 2.
Dodgers trying to get that runner into scoring position. Chucky's had hasn't had any luck up at the plate. To get him down to second. Well, the thing is, though, you get this runner down to second, Shohei's not hit. That's a problem you have.
Even last night we saw with the runner at first, they put him on intentionally.
I'm pitching to Pages all day long.
He will swing away with 2 strikes. Takes high. Just given the freedom to swing away, though. Chucky's 0 for 11, and this call up, he's looking for his first hit in the major league since September of 2024. He continues to get ahead, but then miss badly.
Right.
Do what you were doing. Dance with the one who brung you.
I mean, he's had 26 out of the zone. The Dodgers have only chased 3 of those. It's just not a good matchup on paper at all. Very disciplined team, and a youngster that, if strike 1 had anything to do with it, he'd be locked in. 9 for 9, as you mentioned.
Bouncing ball to third. Lee will go to second for 1. Over to first. Not in time, and Ohtani will get to the plate here. Well, you know, Ohtani knows what you know sitting at home, that he's had 9 out of 9 first pitch strikes. It's broken right there. Ohtani walked the lead off this game, came in to score the game's run. 1-1. 46 pitches, 3 balls in play.
That'll keep your defense alive, involved.
How many times have you heard the fielders talk about loving playing behind Justin Robleski?
Yeah, right.
And crediting Justin with them being good on defense because they're ready. Well, this amplifies your bad defense here when they got to sit on their heels. Robinson's the runner at first. 1-2 comes home to Shohei and misses by a yard.
You know, outside of the Tommy Edman at bat where he singled on the first pitch, every other at bat has been 5 pitches or more outside of Freddie Freeman. Like that is not good.
50th pitch, got him to chase. 3 walks, 4 Ks, a few yawns. 1-0, middle 2.
The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps.
Well, polar opposite pitching experiences in this game so far. Royce Lewis pops the first one back and out of play from Robleski. 1-2-3 in the first inning. After 50 pitches, we're needed to get through 2 for Rojas. Robleski, who's in the strike zone more than any pitcher in baseball. And once he's in there, he's the 2nd hardest guy to get a hit against in the National League. The only guy that's harder to get a hit against on pitches in the strike zone, Jacob Misiorowski. And that one makes a lot of sense, right? Misiorowski's throwing over 100 on average. He releases the ball closer to home plate than any pitcher in baseball. Robleski comparatively averages 94. His extension is the 2nd worst in baseball. 4 up and 4 down in the 2nd inning. So it's got to be some stuff that's harder to quantify. It's got to be the deception. Something quantifiable but not always directly tied to the pitcher. The best defense in baseball. You couldn't come up with a better situation to apply this approach, a better team on which to apply this approach. We put it all together, and whatever it is, whatever the recipe is, and it's a stew with a lot of different things in it, it's spitting out 8-2 with a 2-7 all-star case. Brooks Lee, ball and a strike.
But you talk about the ways that he can be effective. You see right there, it was a quick pitch. He didn't give the hitter time to set up. He altered his delivery. And again, it's all those little nuances that, again, may not be quantifiable as far as, hey, look, he does this so many times or at this rate, but it's something like that gets an 0 for 1. And it's, again, it's Robleski for me. In the last year, he's not timid at all. He really believes he's legit. And now he's got stuff to back it up.
Betts and a hot shot off of the bat. A lead. 2 gone in the 2nd.
And that helps right there. And we've talked about it. This defense, yes, the arms are great. The pitching is great. But it is also complemented by the defense that the Dodgers play at every position. That ball was 100 miles an hour off the bat. We saw a ball earlier. Tommy Edman hit. Ball should have been caught by the second baseman for the Twins. That thing floats out into to center. It's a run. That doesn't happen here with the Dodgers.
Caratini looks at a first pitch curveball inside, and Robleski would be the first person to tell you that this is a big part of his confidence in this approach, knowing how good the defense behind him is. I mean, you outsider 85% of the time. Neither one of them profile as outstanding. When we talk about the things you can't measure, how big of a deal can that, like you said, not being timid, that full confidence in those two pitches be?
Well, so one of the things about that is there isn't any doubt that, you know, pitchers will always talk to you about you've got to be convicted to throw that. You've got to want to throw that.
Better challenge.
How do you like this challenge?
So it's again, is this going to flip the switch as far as making this
Pitch is a strike.
more what you're going to score more runs this inning, or you're going to like it's just a bad challenge.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just wanted to give you a chance to say that.
Well,
Anyways,
I know
Robleski,
you just leave me out to dry here on this. We're going to talk
I'm
challenge.
with you on that.
At some point, like, I'm not going to have to answer these questions because it's people are going to get it.
Cracked in the air to deep left field. Back goes Edman. Track wall gone. Caratini ties the game with his 6th home run.
It's a slider that didn't get in enough. Caratini beats it to the spot, gets that barrel out there, keeps his hands in. But you just talked about it, Joe. You know, Robo is going to allow contact, and he's going to allow hard contact.
Yeah, I think that is a misconception that he's just this guy missing the barrel and weak contact here, weak contact. Well, the hard hit rate's pretty high too.
Right.
I mean, he is flying in the face of conventional wisdom here, but he's doing it now over a 3-month span. Remember, this season started with him in the bullpen. He moved into the rotation for what looked like was a short stay. He was going to be a stopgap. Just misses right there. 1-2 on Keishel. And 2. Dave Roberts said he is the epitome of go as hard as you can for as long as you can until the manager comes out to take the ball from you. There is no easing in with him. Chucky ain't going to pull the trigger.
No, I mean, there were 2 pitches right there that in that at bat that could have gone Robo's way. But looking at the leverage situation, you know, you've got 2 outs and Chucky wasn't sure. You don't want to blow up a challenge in this situation right here with 2 outs. Bottom of the lineup up.
I think he's also been listening to you and he's self-conscious about it. Kreidler down to 3rd. Muncy gets in front of it, goes to 2nd. It ends the inning, but the Twins tie the game on a Caratini home run. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Tied at 1 to the top of the 3rd. This bullpen game continues for the Twins. Austin Voth ready to make his Twins debut. He's pitched in 2 games the last 2 years in the majors. Gave up 6 runs in 6 innings for the Blue Jays to begin this season. And has been in AAA with the Twins. Now comes up today trying to give him some innings. Joe Ryan again getting pushed back to tomorrow. For the Dodgers here in the 3rd, Pages, Freeman, and Betts. It's a ball upstairs on Pages.
Yeah, both throws a ton of pitches, 6 different ones: cutter, four-seamer, curve, sweeper, sinker. All those about 15 to 20%.
Spins one away. 2-0 on Pages, who walked his first time. Now, Andy, the early success down in the 8 spot. You move up in the order. It's going to be more of a target on you in the 2 spot. And you put those things together. The thought is he's been pitched a little more difficultly than he would be in the 8 spot when he wasn't a marked man. More fastballs up, and he's hitting below 180 on elevated fastballs.
Well, and also at the beginning of the year, you could look up at the scoreboard and you didn't, okay, Andy Pages, and yeah, okay, he's getting hot. He's getting hot. You look up now and he's got all those RBIs. Doesn't matter where he's hitting, you're going to worry about him. Not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
Challenges.
Better.
He's done more than anybody on the Dodgers. That's his 14th challenge this series. Going to be right.
Pitches the ball. Los Angeles has 1 challenge.
And he's up 3-1. Both the 33-year-old from Redmond, Washington, fires and is in there with a strike. 3-2. That's the pitch the Pages will hammer. You can get him with a breaking pitch if he's chasing it down and away, but if you leave one in the zone, he's one of the best in baseball. Had one right there, missed it. The payoff. Another breaking pitch to hammer in the air to left center field. Martin will put it away. When he's right, that pitch goes a long way.
Well, he had 3 pitches in that at bat. You mentioned just the breaking ball that got a lot of the strike zone. You see that thing just out in front a little bit.
One gone in this third. Up comes Freddie Freeman. Takes a splitter low. Struck out his first time. One of the 4 that Rojas picked up. Dodgers have just 1 hit in this game, taking advantage of a few of those walks. Tommy Edmonds RBI single in the first.
Freddie's offered a couple pitches tonight out of the zone. Pitch he struck out against Rojas was not a strike. This one in off the plate.
We've even got the sun poking out a little bit here, huh? Light blue skies through the left field side.
There was a time today that we didn't think we were starting this game until much, much later.
Maybe even Thursday.
Yeah, right.
2-2 to Freeman. Waits on it, slaps it to left center field. That's a base hit, and it'll split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Freeman around second, hangs on with a double.
Curveball that just kind of hangs up out over the plate. We've seen it a million times, shooting that ball into the left center gap. Came off the bat at 102.
Second extra base hit in as many games in this series for Freeman, and it brings up Mookie Betts. Fouls off the first pitch. And he's now tied with Carlos Beltran. 565 doubles in his career.
You mentioned earlier the Dodgers last night 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. So far this evening 1 for 4.
Drops over the inside corner to get Betts looking. He missed his spot, but he found the inside corner. And Mookie tonight, 2 chances with runners in scoring position, has struck out in both.
I mean, as a hitter, that just freezes you. It's a backup curveball. You're expecting it to break out over the plate, which it's supposed to do, and it doesn't, and can't react quick enough.
Same pattern as the first inning. It'll be up to Tommy Edman with a runner at second and 2 out, and same thing as the first inning. Swings at the first pitch, shatters his bat. Oh my goodness! Keishel throws it away, and it's 2-1 Dodgers. Bad news, Twins right there. What in the world?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's more on the first baseman right there, Royce Lewis, because he didn't even make an effort to try to catch it. I don't know if he thought that he was just coming to the bag, or I mean, that throw wasn't good either, right?
Wow.
I mean, I think he thought that both may have been just continuing on to first.
Dodgers have 2 runs, and Luke Keishel has had a hand in both.
Should have 2 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tommy Edman hitting the ball to Keishel
right.
one time really hard, but probably should have been caught on a line drive that would have ended the inning. And then that one there. Muncy. Yeah, it's beating a dead horse, but that horse keeps lifting its head and making us talk about it. The defense, the difference.
Right.
Dodgers making the plays, the Twins not, and it's a 2-1 score. Muncy drives one in the air to center field, but not deep. There's Byron Buxton to put an end to the top of the third, but the Dodgers again take advantage, and it is 2-1.
Well, the Twins have not shined on defense this evening. This ball, Tommy Edman hit right off the glove of Luke Keishel, and he's in it again, unfortunately for him. And this toss just in between both and Lewis. Neither makes the play. Counts for 2 Dodger runs.
Yeah, and a 2-1 lead as Justin Robleski climbs back to the mound and delivers to Kyler Fetko. Fetko looking for his first hit in the big leagues. He came up last week. He's 0 for his first 7. Fetko just 2 years ago was a backup outfielder in high A as a 24-year-old. He had been in Double A before that. He's thinking, I'm probably going to get released any day. Swings and misses, 0-2. He'd always been a good bat-to-ball guy, but they said, look, you're a corner outfielder and a first baseman. Bat-to-ball's nice, but at that position, that's not what we're looking for. If you want to hang around, you got to hit for more power. Strikes out on 3 pitches right here. And so he has attempted to change his whole approach, did so successfully. 19 home runs his first 4 years as a pro. And then last year, coming off a bat speed training program, he hit 25 of them. And 2 years after he was a backup in A-ball, he's in the major leagues.
I mean, the one thing you do, yes, you can increase bat speed, you can do all, but you are always going to have to maintain plate discipline. And when you just saw him go out of the zone right there, I don't care how good you are, you go out of the zone, you're not going to survive long.
Back to the top, and Martin, strike one. It's funny, I was talking with a few people in the Dodgers front office today about that idea. How much added swing speed gives you confidence that what you've seen. And here's an error on Betts. All this talk about the Dodger defense, and then an error on the Dodger shortstop. Martin's aboard. But is that one of those things that you can trust, right? Is that more reason to believe that a guy's turnaround is true? And The thing was, how are you making that happen? Are you increasing the bat speed just by exerting more effort? Because if that's how you're doing it, it's probably not going to stick. If you're increasing the bat speed for other reasons, like you're stronger or you're moving better or your mechanics, there might be something there.
Yeah, and usually what happens too, the bat speed increases, the swing and miss has a tendency to increase as well. And you know, you look at some of these guys, you know, there is a happy medium. This guy, elite bat speed. But I'm taking the contact all day, the bat to ball skill. Because you can swing as hard as you want, but if you're not hitting the ball, like what good does that do?
And there is an inverse relationship.
Correct.
Buxton to left center field. That's headed for the gap, and it'll split it. Backhanded by Pages, and he might have saved a run by doing that. We'll see. Play at the plate. Throw from Betts. He did. They got him, and they still lead. Pages to Betts to Chucky, and it's still 2-1.
That was an elite play by Pages. It was a bad read by the third base coach, because when you saw Pages cut it off, he literally took 2 steps and threw like an infielder. The minute he does that, you got to stop him at third base. And I think the third base coach, the minute he saw Pages go after it like he did, he's like, oh, I'm going to send him, but he didn't follow Pages enough to see that great relay into Betts.
Wow. 8th outfield assist to lead the major leagues for Andy Pages. That's part of his major league leading defensive run saved. I don't know if he looked like an infielder. He looked like Patrick Mahomes right there. On the hands of Bell, shallow center field. That's going to drop in, and the Twins ultimately will tie the game on a 2-out broken bat flare from Josh Bell.
You know, and that goes back to, you know, why you don't send that runner. You've got Josh Bell up at the plate. He's got 48 RBIs. You got runners on second and third. Robleski's not a strikeout guy, and you see he's just fighting that off. He's sniffing an RBI.
Ball on Lewis. Another one into shallow center field, and this is the other side of that coin for Justin Robleski, attacking the zone and a lot of contact. More balls in play, more chances that a couple of them fall in.
Oh, so how big is that play that Andy Pages made? You know, and you can even go back to a step further. This inning should have started with 2 outs, right? Strikeout to Fedko, and then Martin hits a ground ball that Mookie's unable to convert.
Two on, 2 out in a 2-2 game, and here's a towering blast down the line off of the bat of Brooks Lee. Foul. That close to changing this game in a big way.
Well, when you're a pitcher, you're just telling yourself that's just strike one. You certainly liked it.
Leah to San Luis Obispo, and then Cal Poly, where his dad Larry was the head coach. 23 seasons. Lee was the 8th overall pick just 4 years ago. 3rd season in the major leagues. Offense has gotten better and better, which is why they drafted him that high in the first place. The defense, though, has struggled. Like we talked about last night, he's moved from shortstop to third base about a month ago. On this 0-2 from Robleski, fouls it off. Robinson can't hang on.
Yeah, one of the things for Lee coming up through the minor leagues and even in collegiately is he can get the barrel of the bat to any ball. But when they start he'll chase too all day long, and in the big leagues you just can't chase.
Fly ball center field. Andy Pages says that he has it, and he does, to bring this inning to a close. Twins tie it, but Pages makes sure that it's not worse.
For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
The first 40,000 fans on July 4th will take home a commemorative 250th coin presented by Budweiser. Stay after the game for fireworks show. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
2-2 ball game to the top of the fourth. Alex Call lead things off against Austin Voth, who's in there with a strike, and we go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, this afternoon, of course, there was clear skies. Guys were able to come out here and take early BP before the rain came down. The Twins grounds crew, they were able to get the tarp out early, so they did protect the field. With talking to a few of the guys just a minute ago, they did say that the grass is still very, very slick, and so it could lead to a few weird hops or even some weird defensive plays, guys.
We've seen plenty of those so far. Both teams' defense having a hand in the other team getting on the board. Calls ahead 2-1. Walked his first time, and he's been on base 3 of his 4 times up in this series. On this 3-1 call, watches a fastball for a strike, and it's full. Against his old Nationals teammate here in Voth. 8th season in the big leagues, most of that coming with the Nationals. 5 years in Washington, then he's bounced from Baltimore to Seattle. Some time in Korea. Blue Jays, now the Twins. Here's his payoff. Up the middle. Oh boy. Oh boy. Rough night for Keishel.
Grass is slick. I think I squirted up on him, right? Yeah, now that just was heel of the glove. I mean, it's hard enough to get 27 outs in this league, and you're giving another team 30. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, the 27 outs often feels like too long of a game against the Dodgers, even if you're playing tight defense.
Yep.
There was a hit, by the way, for Call. Now 4 of 5 times he's reached base. Freeland's the hitter. Flied out to right his first time. Smacks this one to right field on a line. Nice play by Fedko. Throws back to first, but late.
Fedko does a nice job of closing in on that ball. Had some top spin. I'm sure both is happy to get a little help from the defense.
But now it's Robinson with Ohtani on deck. Two and 0. Robinson with a base hit. Chucky Robinson's first hit as a Dodger, his first hit in the big leagues in 2 seasons. And a long sigh of relief for Chucky.
a smile over there at first. Congratulations. It's a big hit too, though. He got runners on. Shohei up at the plate. Gets himself into a hitter's count. Takes advantage of it.
And at the corners for Ohtani in this 2-2 ball game. Walking a strikeout today. Breaking pitch lifted in the air, left center field. Martin steadies under it. Call's tagging. Here's the catch. Here comes Call. Martin's throw is cut off by Lee. Dodgers take the lead and a sac fly from Ohtani. So the Dodgers have gotten a run in 3 of the 4 innings so far. One with a base hit, one with an error, and one with a sac fly. Two outs, and here's Pages. Base hit the other way for Pages. First hit of this series for Andy.
Andy doing a nice job of letting that ball travel, and then that side of the infield, that side of the field not being defended just because you got Keishel moving up towards second base and Lewis holding the runner on. A lot of hits that way.
Now the Twins barely over 50% strike percentage in this game, and then when they've been in the zone, the Dodgers have hit it. That's their 5th hit. Freddie Freeman's got one of them. He doubled last inning, came in to score on the 2-out error from Keishel. 2 on, 2 out here. Strike 1. Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Moved them into a tie for 28th all-time. 565th career double for Freeman. On this 1-1 from Voth, it's at foul, strike 2. Deuce is wild in the 4th. 2 on, 2 out. And a 2-2 coming to Freddie Freeman. Dodgers trying to win this series, dropping back-to-back games for the first time in more than a month to finish off the homestand against Baltimore. 2-1 win last night. 1-run game again here. On the right side of it again. Both tries again. Freeman fouls it again. Pop flies, shallow center, sinking down. Robinson lumbers home, and Freddie Freeman makes it 4-2.
Sweeper just running in on the hands, but Freddie's strong enough to fight it off. Drives in that run. Chucky Robinson right in the middle of this inning, right? Big base hit to set up the scoring opportunities, and then coming around to score from second base. Freddie doing his dance. There's Chucky.
Multi-hit game for Freddie Freeman. And Al Betts has had a runner in scoring position all 3 times that he's been up today. Mookie for his career is a .325 hitter with runners in scoring position, but this year is now 6 for 44. Esparza at third, Freeman at first. 1-0 from both. And their first strike. Ground ball, base hit, center field. Third time's the charm for Mookie Betts, and it's 5-2 Dodgers. 3 straight 2-out hits.
Dodgers were 1 for 7 coming into this inning with runners in scoring position. So far 2 for 2. See Mookie doing a nice job of shooting that thing up the middle.
Nobody warming in that bullpen for the Twins. This is going to be a day where they're just going to kind of have to grind through it, bite down hard and grind through it. Edman has swung at the first pitch all 3 times, fouls this one off. Knocked in their first run in the first inning, then that was on a really hard hit ball, 107 off of the bat, and then he broke his bat and the exit velocity was 36 miles an hour, but it was thrown away by Keishel and led to another run last inning. In the middle of it again here, and man, he's been aggressive.
Well, remember, this inning starts off with a ball that Alex Call hit. Keishel should have made the play, or could have made the play, and they ruled it a base hit. He knows it.
Oh, there's confidence at the plate, and there's definitely confidence and lack of in the field too.
And when you make an error, you have a misplay out in the infield, you just start thinking about things. And when a ball's hit to you, it seems like it's going in slow motion, and that the ball is going bounce, bounce, bounce. And all the while you're thinking, I got to make this play. I got to make this play. And then it's just so many mental parts of this game that, I mean, you literally got to trick and lie to yourself to be successful.
Good pick by Caratini. Like the ball's talking to you, right? Field me. Bet you can.
Well, and you know what the thing is too is you always seem to get an in-between hop, or you're not sure, should I take a step forward or do I take a step back? And you can go into fielding slumps just like you do hitting.
Got him with his high fastball. That wraps up the 4th, but a little 2-out rally. And it includes the first major league hit for Chucky Robinson in 641 days. 5-2 in the 4th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with a Hot Ones Munchie Meal. Dodgers breaking the 2-2 tie with a 3-run top of the 4th. And we go to the bottom half. Joe Davis, Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson, Justin Robleski to Victor Caratini. Started the scoring in this game for the Twins with a solo home run. First of a 2-year contract with the Twins. He's gone from the Cubs to the Padres to the Brewers the last 2 years in Houston. And the only guy that got a multi-year deal this offseason in Minnesota. Ball and a strike. Here's the home run. It was his 6th.
Tried to sneak a slider on the inner part of the plate. Caratini just a little quicker to the spot than Robleski, able to get that slider in there.
Caratini hit a $140 in May, and then the coaches pointed out on video that his hands had drifted farther back than in recent years. Moved his hands forward just a touch. And 375 his last 18 games. Hits another one hard. Left center field. Edman on the move to the edge of the track. He has this one. Amazing that you can fix it with a little change, but I got to imagine it also makes it maddening that it takes just being off an inch.
Well, and it's one of those things, too, that if you believe that it's going to help, sometimes that's half the battle, too, because you're searching and you'll try anything. They tell you to stick your head in the sand. They go, yeah, go give it a shot if it gets me a hit.
Keisha would love to do something at the plate with the kind of defensive day he's having. Yeah, this is his best position, batter's box. Above 300 as a rookie last year, and that's where he's been in this month of June. As they watch him go through these struggles, I'm sure they tell you they can count on the character of the kid. That's one of the things that they love from him from the start. Talk about in the draft interview, being blown away with him, knowing right then they wanted to draft him. And everybody around him talks about his intensity, treats every game, every practice session like it's important. Flies this to right for call. That can be a good thing, but that can also be a double-edged sword.
Well, he's all baseball. There's no doubt about it. And been sidetracked a little bit with that Tommy John surgery that stifled him a bit, but he can flat out play, and he's just got to get healthy again.
2 outs in this 4th inning. Robleski looking for his first clean inning since the first, and he's pinpoint with the first pitch to Kreidler. Here's a guy we were talking about the increase in bat speed last night, and then the conversation we were having with some of the Dodger front office today. You can believe that when it's a result of the right reasons. And when you hear Kreidler talk about it, his increase is because he says he feels more athletic than ever. That's the kind of answer you want. 5-2, Dodgers ahead after 4. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Don't know what that guy is, but it's fast. Oh, a little short. Slid a little short of the finish line. This other terrifying beast will beat him.
I'd check into that. Look fixed. Gambling situation.
Max Muncy leads off this 5th for the Dodgers, takes high. Big money on the terrifying purple bird from my dream. Muncy lifts this one down the line, but it hook foul, and it's 1-1. Dave Roberts was talking about Max Muncy before the game today, as he is still in first place in All-Star voting at third base, and said, I think this is the best version of Max that we've seen as a player, the most mature version of him we've seen mentally. Still hitting the home runs, but a bit of a shift in approach where there's more contact. He's got the highest average in his career. We've talked about the defense a bunch. And they asked Dave Roberts if he was surprised to see the defense make this kind of leap, if he's surprised at how athletic he's looked. And Doc said, no, this is a guy who can still dunk a basketball in his mid-30s. They said, have you ever seen him do that? And he said, well, I guess I'm taking Max at his word for it. But he said, though, this leading, the vote getting at third base, a nice validation for what feels like a season of him putting it all together.
But, you know, he's been kind of the second leading man, or just one of those guys that falls under the radar in this ball club for really the last 7, 8, 9 years. And he just hasn't gotten the due that he deserves, and rightfully so this year with where he is in the All-Star vote. He deserves to be that guy.
Hoping to become the first Dodger third baseman to start the All-Star game since the Penguin, Ron Cey, in the 1970s. 1-1 to Alex Call. Lifted to right. Fetko hardly has to move. 2 out. Dodgers 5, Twins 2 in the top of the 5th as Alex Freeland walks up there. Twice has gone to right field from both sides of the plate. Flied out as a righty and then lined out as a lefty. Strike 2. Like, come on,
right?
Let's get out. Base hit, drops in front of Fedko. A hit in both games for Alex Freeland.
Free doing a nice job falling behind 0-2 and just protecting the plate there. It's that sweeper over the big part of the plate, goes down and gets it.
Strike 1 on Chucky Robinson, who singled his last time and came in to score his first hit as a Dodger. Just one game with the team last year, went 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Yeah, it was 0 for his first 12 this year. Get that monkey off his back. Five runs on 8 hits, 3 walks in this game for the Dodgers. 8 of the 9 guys have reached base. Muncy the only guy yet to reach. And we're only halfway through this game. Pokes his second hit through. 2 years without a hit, and then 2 hits tonight. Thrown away by Fedko, but a back up by the third baseman Lee to keep it from spiraling out of control, and both saying, man, what have I gotten myself into here in Minnesota?
I mean, I'm sitting here watching the base hit and excited for Chucky, and the next thing you know, I'm going, wait, where's the ball going here? He stays with this sweeper, and it just continues away, and he stays with it and shoots it over to that big side of the field. Doing his job. It's the second time now he set things up for show.
Ohtani in this game has a walk, has a run batted in, has a run scored, looking for his first hit though. Chucky Robinson, his 57th career Major League game. This is his second multi-hit game and his first one since October of 2022 when he finished up his rookie season with Cincinnati. But outside, ball 2. Challenge coming here from Caratini though. And I think they're going to be out of him right here. Done for the day.
Pitch of the ball. Minnesota 0 challenges left.
It's not great, but it's 1-2 or 2-1. You got a challenge there with Shohei up. I mean, I don't mind that. It's a good one.
Still nobody warming down in that Twins bullpen. Dodgers with 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. And trying to do it again with 2 outs like they did last inning. On a 3-1 from both, Ohtani takes strike 2.
How about that? Caratini's set off the plate about 3 or 4 inches and has to reach back. Pitch is right down the middle.
Payoff. Cracked in the air to center field. Buxton is there. And the Dodgers strand a couple here in the 5th. Halfway home in a 5-2 game.
Every step along the way.
Happy Dodger birthday to Carl Spooner, who was born on this date in 1931. One of the great what could have been cases in Dodger history. Came up at the end of 1954. He was 23 years old at that point. Made 2 starts. 2 complete game shutouts, 27 strikeouts in those 2 games with a fastball that Roy Campanella would later say was the best that he ever saw. Strike 1 on Kyler Fedko. He was so good in those 2 games, I started calling him King Carl. 1955 was going to be the year where he took down everybody. But right after that photo that we saw right there, press release went out that, quote, Spooner has a kink in his shoulder. And it turned out to be more than that, because he came back and pitched that year but just wasn't the same. Actually started Game 6 of the World Series in 1955. Had a chance to pitch the Dodgers to their first World Championship, but didn't make it out of the first inning. That was 1 year after he made that amazing debut, and he would never pitch in the major leagues again. A shoulder issue, and decades before you could afford to have a shoulder issue because there was no answer for it. Pitched for a couple years in the minors after that, but that was it. He was a big-time family man, settled in Florida, and had a long career in the citrus industry before passing away too early from cancer. But Carl Spooner, King Carl, a flash, but a flash of greatness. 0-2 to Fedko. Outside and ball 1.
Just think there was another young lefty right at that same time that was just coming up and trying to get his feet wet. Sandy Koufax. Roy Campanella saying that this guy was the guy.
Fedko's down on strikes both times today, counting for the 2 Ks for Robleski.
This one in the zone. He had Fedko on a pitch up out of the zone. His first time up.
60 pitches with 1 gone here in the 5th. Top of the order, and Austin Martin takes a ball. Efficiency, the hallmark of Robleski. Those 6 scoreless innings against Tampa Bay last week on 67 pitches. Martin singles through the right side. And that was it, but that was the plan. He was coming off 4 days rest for the first time this year. There's some hard contact towards the end of that outing, and Dave Roberts had already gone into it knowing that it was going to be a little bit shorter of a game.
Well, you take a look there, 36 pitches in those 2nd and 3rd innings.
Rare for him.
Yeah, that's where he spent the bulk of the evening so far.
Buxton doubled and scored. Here he grounds to short. Diving stop, Mookie Betts. And just in time at first is Buxton beating the throw. But Betts with a wonderful play.
A great extension by Mookie just to glove that. And that ball was hit 97 miles an hour, and it just stuck to the glove. Look at that extendo arm right there. Makes a good flip to Free. And does his best to get it over there. Buxton hustling hard. Really a nice job by Mookie.
Josh Bell drives this ball right center field. Pages over. Calls off call. And that's the inning.
Vate.com.
The first 40,000 fans on July 6th will take home an exclusive Freddie Freeman 18th inning walk-off bobblehead presented by 76. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Freeman's due up second in this inning after Pages. And ahead of Mookie Betts. Austin Voth stays in. And a 5-2 ball game. Swing and a miss from Pages. Had his first hit of the series his last time up, a single, and came in to score, part of the 3-run 4th. Both took over in the third inning. 70th pitch right here. Threw 89 just a week ago in AAA. So tackling as much of this as he can. Keep the bullpen at least stable going into tomorrow's game, which will be started by their best guy, Joe Ryan. Sub-3 ERA for Ryan. The teams are going to be buzzing the phone off of the hook about going into the deadline. Twins sold everybody last year. They traded 11 players going into the deadline. Close enough this year where too hard to make a call one way or the other, and they didn't until right up against the deadline last year before deciding to be sellers. You got 9 teams coming into this week in the American League between 41 wins and 37 wins. Toronto's a 500 team, currently the last playoff spot. That's another breaking pitch that Pages had right there to hit and couldn't do much with it.
I will say this, though. He's made the defensive play of the evening tonight and really curtailed a huge inning, or possibility of a huge inning for the Twins.
Pokes one to right field. Fenko will play it on a bounce, and he's been on base 3 times. That's his second hit. 2 hits for Freddie Freeman, who comes up right here. He doubled and scored in the third, knocked in a run with a single in the fourth. I was relaying before the game that he told me he was trying to string together some good games. Had the home run yesterday, 2 hits right here. Average up to 277 for the year. The goal always being 300 for the year, and he'd love for it to add up to a career fitting 300. He's at 299 for his career.
Just the complete hitter, and I know he still loves batting average, but he's also one of those guys that wants that 3-4-5, 300 batting average, 400 on base, 500 slug. For him, that's what he expects from himself every year.
Down the line, he's got a 3-hit game. Pages hustling, given the wave by Ebel. He will score. RBI double, Freddie Freeman. 3 hits, 2 knocked in. And he passes Carlos Beltran the same night that he ties him on the all-time doubles list.
He's in an 0-2 count and then gets a 4-seam fastball out over the plate. Yes, it's up, but the spot where Freddie can throw his hands, and at the very least you think that one's getting shot into left center because it was up and away, but Freddie threw the bat at 0-2 and drove himself in a run.
Freeman had a 3-hit game opening weekend against Arizona. He had another one in early June at Arizona. That's his first 3-hit game since, and just his 3rd this year. Bats in the air to the right field corner. Fetco tracks it down, and up to 3rd goes Freeman. Glad they did that graphic in pencil tonight.
Right?
Next up, Cano and Pudge. Well, Bobby Abreu, 574 doubles.
So I was just thinking about that. Do you know, who do you think, I mean, by me asking this, it's obvious, but who do you think had the higher on base percentage? Bobby Abreu? Yeah, or Tony Gwynn?
Wow, really?
Right? Rick, can you Google that to make sure that that's fact?
Tend to do that before you say it.
No, yeah, I'm
395 for Bobby Abreu.
Yeah.
Off the hands of Tommy Edman. Caught by Lewis. Abreu was 395. Tony Gwynn was 388.
Yeah, that, I think 395 is still higher than 388.
Yeah.
Math.
Bobby
But
played
you
part
think
of the
about that,
season
right?
with the Dodgers,
Yeah.
2022 or 2012. Yeah, that's crazy. Only an All-Star twice.
Popularity contest. He's in Philly, and he was, you know, a lot of great outfielders.
Muncy, the only guy in the lineup that hasn't reached base yet. Strikeout, 2 flyouts to center field. He's got Freeman at third. He sends one in the air to the left field corner. Martin steps onto the track. A leap at the wall to take it away. Austin Martin, nice play to finish off the top of the 6th. And they had an extra weight there. They couldn't totally be sure that a guy had made a play like that on a night like this.
.com/promotions.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor. Serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. 3-hit game for Freddie Freeman. Couple doubles, couple runs batted in. Good to see the offense come to life. Strike one from Robleski to Royce Lewis. 5 runs the last 3 games and then 6 tonight. Part of the order for the Twins here. Lee and Caratini to follow. Minnesota got 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. Only 1 base runner in the 2 innings since. It's been a vintage Robleski night, at least this version of him. Only 6 swings and misses through these 6 innings. 3 of them came in 1 at bat against Kyler Fedko. Fielders on their toes. Grounded to second as Lewis reaches out, pokes it to Freeland for the first out of the 6th. Good guy to have going for you on a night where there was some uncertainty with the start time, and the only thing that's certain was it probably wasn't going to be on time. And Dave Roberts is saying this guy never really affected by the circumstances outside his control, not going to be affected by the weather or the schedule. Oh, what a pick by Freeman, and a hot shot from Lee, and a complete game from Freddie Freeman. Both sides of the ball performing well.
That was just a reactionary play, almost 100 miles an hour off the bat, and it's just get down as low as you can. So he drops to a knee and then gets those soft hands out there.
Those soft hands that he works on literally every single day, hours before the game with Dino Ebel. Down on both knees. Caratini here takes outside ball 1. Even the biggest stars, is that extra work behind the scenes to get a little bit better each day. In the air to center field for Andy Pages. And another quick inning for Justin Robleski, who's through 6. This one on 7 pitches. The road ahead is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. One more game against these Twins tomorrow night. Shohei Ohtani goes for the Dodgers, Joe Ryan for the Twins, and this weekend against San Diego, it's going to be Sasaki, Yamamoto, and Sheehan. Tomorrow, though, Shohei Ohtani 7-2 with a 1.47, part of a dazzling pitching matchup. Ohtani for LA, Ryan for the Twins. Bottom of the order, Alex Call to lead off. Fouls off Austin Vogt's first pitch. Padres going to counter this weekend with Randy Vasquez on Friday. Walker Buehler on Saturday. And then Michael King, who's coming off 7 scoreless innings and a 1-0 win for the Padres last night against Atlanta. He goes on Sunday against Sheehan. Buehler, by the way, has been pitching really well.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say Walker has been throwing extremely well. One of their better pitchers as of late.
4 starts in June. He's got a 1.71.
Yeah.
Travis Adams will be next for Minnesota. That'll be fun to watch, though.
You know, that place will be rocking, too.
And these days, no matter how rocky things have been for the Padres or where they stand in the standings, they get up for those games.
Oh, man. I mean, it's their World Series. It really is. It's they probably need a series like that too right now, just because they need. You know, they started off extremely well and then just have been in a rut, playing a little better, but offensively really struggling.
And the Dodgers have talked about appreciating what they bring.
Yep.
And the conversation we were having last night about Dave Roberts now and then needing to needle the team and make sure that they don't get too complacent. Leadoff walk here for Call. Board for the 3rd time today. Well, it's hard to feel complacent and not get up for those games when the environment is like it is, and you get the shot that you're going to get from San Diego. You're going to get everybody's best, but especially with that rivalry, you can feel it. Freeland has a hit in both games, off of the bench yesterday and starting as the second baseman today. And constant pressure on both Rojas and Voth, the 2 pitchers the Twins have used. Leadoff man has been on 5 of the 7 innings. 3 of those 5 leadoff walks. And how about this night at the ballpark? Delayed by 25 minutes. The radar was not looking pretty throughout the afternoon. We were wondering what time it was going to get started, but pretty nice night. It stays light so late. A few days ago was the longest day of the year. Sunset's not till 9:05, and it's not totally dark until after 10 o'clock here. Flip side of that is that other end of the calendar, when the Earth is tilted the other way, it's dark at 4:30.
Spent a summer in Alaska, collegiate summer league. 12 o'clock one night we started a game, no lights.
Wow.
In Fairbanks, Alaska. But you talk about it, I mean, the days were 22 hours.
How do you sleep? I guess you're playing collegiate summer ball.
You're not sleeping. But the kicker on the flip side, like you just mentioned, how about the winter? Talking about 21 hours of darkness. That's a lot of drinking. Maybe. It's a tough way to live.
Call that what we had yesterday, Zillow weather. Pulling out your Zillow app, like how much is it going to cost to get a place here?
Right.
And then you remember what the winter's like. Put that app right away.
I mean, it was beautiful here yesterday. Even when I woke up this morning, I opened up the shades and I'm like, wow, it is. This place is great. Then you guys reminded me of our trip here 2 years ago.
Lee. We've seen both ends.
Yes, we have.
It was. Even the folks around here are talking about how bad that weather was, and if they remember, you know that it was especially bad. Low 30s in late April. Tyler Glasnow had a 14 strikeout game in that weather.
You know, he also pitched earlier this year in Colorado, and it was miserable, freezing. That's when Muncy hit a couple of home runs, and Glass getting a good draw, huh?
Shot down the line, foul. That's been a frustrating season for Tyler Glasnow, just unable to totally get healthy enough to come back, and he was so good when he was healthy. No timeline at this point. 8th pitch coming. There'll be a 9th. Payoff. Slapped through the left side, a base hit. Call was moving with the pitch. It opened up the hole, and Freeland found it. Second hit for Freeland, 12th for the team.
You can credit Alex Call right there for that base hit. You see, watch the shortstop. He's going to the bag, and then leaves that space wide open.
That's going to do it for Voth's Twins debut. Dodgers collect 11 hits against him. They lead 6-2 in the top of the 7th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Dodgers lead at 6-2, and Chucky Robinson, who had waited 2 years to get a hit in the big leagues, has 2 of them tonight. His first multi-hit game since the final day of his rookie year with the Cincinnati Reds in 2022. Finished that year with a 2-hit game. As Travis Adams comes in here, gotta be thinking, excited for the future. Next year he hit .290 in AAA for Cincinnati. Didn't get called up at any point, even after a pretty encouraging debut. First and third, nobody out. Squares to bunt, bunts it foul, and this one gets Caratini. Catcher on catcher crime right there.
Sweating a lot.
He was perfectly dry before that pitch. Calls the runner at third. Freeland's at first, walking a single for them. Robinson squares again. This time puts it in play, and it will score. Call. Well done by Chucky Robinson, who adds an RBI to his line tonight. That's his first one this year. That's his first one since his rookie year of 2022.
How about that, though? Dodgers manufacturing some things, playing some quote-unquote small ball right there. You get a little sacrifice there and an RBI.
Mentioned that big 2023 season he had in AAA, not getting the call up, and then the Reds released him at the end of that year. Ohtani takes inside, signed with the Chicago White Sox. 26 games in the major leagues with the White Sox in 24, but that was it. They released him. Angels picked him up. A couple months in the Angels system, they released him. And he came to the Dodgers and was with the Dodgers for most of last year, most of it, of course, in AAA. But he finished the year in Atlanta, only to be cut loose by them, and then back to the Dodgers. Quite a road for a guy who was drafted a decade ago by the Houston Astros in the 21st round. Hung around long enough to have a night like tonight. Couple hits, run batted in for the defending champs. Dodgers have 12 hits tonight. Ohtani doesn't have one.
Just looking at the scorecard, he and Max Muncy. Max got robbed out in left field. Those two have been the most productive as of late. Or as productive, I should say. I don't want to discount Freddie.
Run scored, run batted in this game for Ohtani. Looking for that first knock, though. On a 3-2. Swings and misses. Strike 3.
Starts in the zone, makes its way out of the zone. 2 strikeouts this evening for Show.
Pa has 2 hits, 2 runs scored. And the defensive play of the game, and this is still tight early. Cutting this ball off. Remarkable to do that. And then this cross-body throw to start a relay to the plate, keeping the Dodgers ahead.
Mookie with the great relay, but I mean that throw that Andy made, not only getting to the ball, but he didn't do the jump. If you look at it, he didn't jump in the air and throw across his body like a Jeter. So he literally had both feet planted and threw across his body, which, I mean, that just hurts to look at, but he was athletic enough to do it and make an accurate throw.
Down on a dancing changeup right there to finish off the top of the 7th. Dodgers get another 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
Justin Robleski has been using all of his pitches, mostly the 4-seamer though, to get those outs, but not afraid to mix in a little changeup, sinker, and slider, but a variety. But that fastball, once he gave up that home run to Victor Caratini, Twins did not have an answer for it the rest of the evening.
They got 1 more run in the 3rd. They've had just 1 base runner in the 3 innings since, and he's through 6 innings on 71 pitches. Bottom of the order here, Luke Keisha leads off. That is the lone walk in this game issued by Robleski. It's the only walk the last 2 for the Dodger left-hander. 0-2. Edgardo Enriquez has started to warm. And again, you look at his 73 pitches, say, wow, that's quick, but a couple things. He's got a 5-run lead. And back to the conversation about the innings count as he drops in strike 3 here, and it's blinked through by Keishel. Already has thrown more innings than he did last year by a pretty wide margin. He's at 85 innings. He threw 66 last year. And getting pretty close to his career high, which was back in A ball. He threw 102. So they're going to look for chances like this, whether it's even if it's just 1 inning, to shave off what they can and curtail it. Of course, they'd like to do a little bit more, but with the rotation being injured the way that it is right now, this is the way that they can manage it.
You look at this evening too, if Robleski, it kind of mimics the night that Eric Lauer had. Yes, he was nicked up a little bit for those 2 earnings, but you know, not a ton of strikeouts and just pretty pitch efficient. Both left-handers, just kind of going right through this Twins lineup.
Again, this Twins lineup is coming off a 6-game road trip where they have played at 50 runs, but the Dodgers holding them to 3 through the first 2 games of this series. Kreidler lifts a fly ball to right field that sends call back shy of the warning track with a bit of a breeze coming in from right, knocking that thing down 2 away. Pretty good for a guy who's in the bullpen coming out of spring training. On the verge of going 7 innings. That'll be the 5th time that he's done that. He struck out Fetko both times. That's 2 of the 3 total for him tonight. It's been more the same. Relying on the defense behind him. Got this fastball by him, 1-1. Minnesota just 2 for 12 against that fastball. So last 2 starts, that's 2 for 22 against his 4-seam. There it is again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 95, which is just average these days. Again, the extension, not good. Guys just don't see it. Here he comes to the 1-2, and it's off of the glove. Fedko in particular does not seem to have a chance against that heater. As soon as Fedko settles in, Robleski will come home. 1-2 pitch.
Just went down in the zone. Remember that first at bat, he was able to get him with a high fastball out of the zone that he chased.
Robleski trying to get his 9th win. ERA down to 2.72. Fires a 2-2. First 2 years in the big leagues, Robleski 6-7 with a 4.80. Tries again. Fedko's worked it full. The payoff. He lost him, and Fedko's got a 2-out walk. Back to the top of the order, and Austin Martin. He's got the only hit for the Twins over the last 4 innings against Robleski. It was a single in the 5th. Top of the zone for a strike. Strike 2. Martin asks for time and he'll get it.
Yeah, Robo's going to look back in this ball game. I mean, there's a few that could have gone either way, but Chucky not using the challenges.
Another 1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Freeland is there in 7 innings from Justin Robleski.
Every step along the way.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup, rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. After 7 innings from Robleski, Let some emotions out. 7 innings of pitching, 7 runs of support. Freddie Freeman, who's got 3 hits tonight, leads off, swings and misses at Adams' first pitch. 7-2 game, top of the 8th. And Wrobleski having some fun now. This is his 5th start of 7+ innings. Only Yamamoto has more. For the team, it's their 17th this year of 7+. That's 3 shy of the total each of the last 2 years. 2 championship teams had 20.
Well, and you think about it, where we are in the season, and this is also coming off of 2 deep postseason runs, obviously, right? So you're talking about a group that didn't get a lot of time to rest, had to turn right around and are going deep into games.
Bullpen got heavily used last year. That's something they want to avoid this season. Dave Roberts has pushed the starters a little bit more, but they've given him a reason to do that. It's not been a blind pushing. Freeman takes a leadoff walk aboard for the 4th time in this game. Makes it a whole lot easier to manage that bullpen. Your starters are consistently going deep the way these guys have. Easier in the moment and a heck of a lot better for the long term. That's 1 for 4, knocked in a run back in the 4th. High fly into foul ground at first for Royce Lewis. That brings up Tommy Edmonds. First time Edmonds been up tonight in his 5 times without a runner in scoring position. Ton of traffic for the Dodgers in this game. Knocked in their first run with a single in the 1st inning. Bunted foul. Well, first one that he hit, scorched it, snuck under the glove at second base of Keishel. The next one, he didn't exactly scorch, but he got the job done again with a little help from Keishel.
Take a look at that. 3 defenders and a base, all within about 6 feet.
It's like when you get 3 receivers in the same spot in a pass play and the ball just flies between all of them. Edmund at 381 in his first week back. Down swinging on a changeup. 2 gone in the 8th. It's Trevor Adams' best pitch right there. Guy in his 2nd season in the major leagues. He had a 7.49 ERA as a rookie last year, and he's thinking it can't get worse than that. Well, he came into this game with a 7.50 ERA. Left-handers especially have hit him hard. Able to get Edmund right there. Now another lefty in Muncy. Max, the only guy in the starting lineup that hasn't reached in this game. 2-2.
Adams put away the left-handers with this changeup, and your Max, you're probably sitting on one right here. Got it.
Muncy's worked it full. Freeman runs on the payoff and a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Adams here in the 8th. When we wrap up, don't forget to stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. John and Omar in studio with Jerry Hairston and his sign in the middle. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Edgardo Enriquez takes over, putting together a good season. Here in the month of June, he's pitched 9 times and put up zeros 8 of those 9 outings.
Yeah, 4 straight scoreless, and a little hiccup in Pittsburgh, but other than that, you said June has been great.
Clear skies above. On a night that started with a 25-minute rain delay, it's a swing and a miss on Byron Buxton. 2, 3, and 4 for the Twins here. Buxton 1 for 3, doubled and scored one of their 2 runs back in the 3rd. Had just 1 hit since as Robleski cruised over his last 4 innings. Broken bat, bounce it to short. Mookie Betts. 1 away in the 8th. We touched on it earlier. The Colorado Rockies last night had an incredible finish to that game against the Red Sox. Finished the game with 8 consecutive hits. Jake McCarthy with a walk-off triple. It was the first time in the expansion era, which goes back to the 1960s, that a team had finished a game with 8 straight hits. Bell to first. 1 first baseman to another. Freddie Freeman feeds Enriquez. Quickly 2 gone. I don't know if you saw what the Phillies did tonight, but they almost did the same thing. They were down to their last strike and wound up rallying for 8 runs.
Wow.
Down 9-6, down to their last strike, and won 14-9 against the Washington Nationals in D.C. tonight.
Got to give you a little more info on that Rockies game, though.
Please do.
4 consecutive hits in the 8th inning and scored no runs.
I don't know how that's possible.
Well, trust me, it's possible. You can see some things that are interesting over there. But anyhow, yeah, that 9th inning against Aroldis Chapman, one of the best closers and somebody that will probably get moved at the deadline. A lot of teams are going to covet him.
Live looking fastball right there from Edgardo.
I mean, that's the thing with him. You've got to cover as a hitter the 4-seamer at 100, but also the sinker at 100. And the sinker for a right-hander, that just is no fun. It's like trying to hit a bowling ball, just bearing in on your hands.
Who had the heaviest?
Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown, he later pitched with us. But in the late 90s, he and Randy Johnson, the righty lefty, I mean, those two just, you don't want anything to do with those guys.
He was mean too, right?
On the days he pitched.
Yeah.
When he wasn't pitching, boy, he was like, oh, hey, this is great, blah, blah. But on days he pitched, oh, boy.
Transformation. Enriquez fires. Count evens 2-2. Taylor Rogers ready for the top of the 9th. Folks might hear heavy. Wonder what that means from a hitter's perspective.
So it literally feels like if you don't hit the thing square, your hands hurt, the bat's probably going to break. You got to hit it on the barrel.
How about this inning from Enriquez? A sinker 101 gets a swing and a miss from a hot hitter in Royce Lewis. 1-2-3 inning.
Day, powered by DoorDash.
Take home Shohei Ohtani's greatest game bobblehead, presented by Inaba on July 8th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Ohtani to start tomorrow's ball game. And if the Dodgers can get 3 more outs in this game, they'll be looking for the sweep against that guy right there. Singing along to Mr. Brightside, aren't we all, though? Joe Ryan. Taylor Rogers pitched an inning and a third, scoreless baseball last night, just 17 pitches. That hadn't pitched in a few days, so good to go back-to-back here, and pretty much all hands on deck on a night where they knew they were going to need that. Ryan getting pushed back a day. It'll be Alex Call to lead off. His 5th time up, 4th time that he's led off. The hit and 2 walks for Call. Cranks this ball to deep left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. Alex Call's first home run of the season comes in his homecoming. How cool is that? And you can see how much it means to him as he enjoys himself, and rightfully so. How can you not smile watching him smile?
So great. And right when he hit it, his first few steps, he knew he got it. He was feeling it. I think he just wanted to just shout and smile the minute that ball jumped off the bat.
On base 4 times tonight, on base 6 times in the 2 games here.
Still pumped. That's so good. Doesn't want that feeling to end.
Yeah, he'd been scuffling a little bit in this month of June coming into this series. 3-1 on Freeland. Wouldn't know it, though, the way he's played these 2 days. Both sides, too. He's played a good right field. Moving in there for an injured Kyle Tucker. Walk for Freeland. On base percentage for the year back up near 400 as he connects on his first long ball. First 2 have reached. Now Chucky Robinson. And for more on Call, down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, this afternoon I got to have a conversation with Alex about his homecoming because he did host a camp at his high school, had about 60 students around ages 10 to 12. And when I spoke to him about just his memories, his time being here in Minneapolis, and especially coming here to the stadium, he said not only is it filled with memories of seeing his favorite players, things like that, but also when he came here when he was with the Nationals, hit a home run, got to do it in front of all of his friends and family, and that was one that will forever stand out to him. So now getting to do it in Dodger blue after a special day, I have to imagine this will be very special to him as well, guys.
Fly to center field by Robinson. That's his 22nd career home run. And 2 of them have come here in just a handful of games. Bottom of the order for the Dodgers tonight. You got Alex Call, 2 hits, 2 walks, a home run. Freeland, 2 hits and a walk. Robinson, 2 hits, a sacrifice bunt. The two guys headed to the All-Star game in Ohtani and Muncy are the ones without hits. Night will end that way for Shohei Ohtani as Miguel Rojas pinch hits right here. Base hit off of the bench yesterday. 375 in his last 9. Cranked to left center field. That ball was pounded all the way to the wall. Freeland's hustling, headed for the plate. He'll score. Ringing double from Miguel Rojas off of the bench, and the Dodgers have 9.
102 off the bat. If you're going to get one at bat, you might as well make it productive, and Miggy Rowe's been doing a lot of that lately. See this ball just up out over the middle part of the plate.
Pages, 2 hits of his own, also a walk. And make it 3 hits. Make it double digits. 3 here in the 9th and 10 for the night.
Pages having a real nice night defensively, and then offensively he's gone 3 times to that big side of the ballpark, letting the ball travel, shooting it the other way. Some really good hit.
Freddie Freeman with a chance at his first 4-hit game of the year. There's a lot of happy guys down in that clubhouse tonight. Down the line, Martin is over to make the catch. Ten runs on 15 hits for a Dodger team that had scored 5 runs the previous 3 games. Just like that, they're back.
Right? There's never an issue.
1 for 5 night for Mookie.
Well, we're going to have to figure something else out to nitpick about.
Got to keep them on their toes.
Right? That's what we're here for.
Got 1 challenge left, and Betts is going to use it.
Pitch is a strike. Los Angeles has no
And lose it.
Yeah.
Betts used both challenges tonight.
It's the 12th time that the Dodgers have scored, I should say, scored 10 or more runs. Most in Major League Baseball. Nationals have 11.
Did he write that one in cursive, or you were really studying the card?
It was written too small, actually. Getting older these days. And just
increase the font size, Rick.
Don't see, yeah.
Got it all on the page, but size 6 font, what good does it do?
Better look out, we're going to be suspended. No more cards.
Brock Stewart getting ready to make his return. In a couple ways to the Dodger roster and here to Minneapolis. Well, the 1-2 coming to Mookie Betts. Shoots a base hit the other way. Dodgers peppering the ball tonight. 10 runs on 16 hits. Second one for Betts. Tommy Edman, the 8th man to bat in this inning. Dodgers have scored in 6 different innings tonight. Big 3-run 4th and another 3-run inning here. That ball gets by Caratini. Both runners advance. I think a lot of the guys looking forward to that off day in San Diego. Tommy Edman's got to be near the top of that list. That's where he makes his home and where he's from originally. Guys either got a home there or got their golf clubs headed to San Diego ready to take advantage of the day off. Start things up with the Padres on Friday night. 3-1 pitch. In there, full count. Love to give Muncy another chance to get his first hit. Payoff. Edman watches ball 4 to load the bases, and Muncy will get a shot here. So he's 0 for 5 in this game. Got robbed in one of those at-bats. Great play in left field by Martin.
I mean, this is kind of twofold when you're a hitter in this situation. You know, you haven't got a hit, and then there's 2 outs and the hitter ahead of you. You know, you're like, you're really indifferent to whether or not he gets on or not, because you're not so sure you want to get an at-bat. But if you are going to get an at-bat, this is a great one to get. You got bases loaded, and you feel like, okay, if I can cash in here, it's a few ribbies. And
can't be easy to be that guy on a night where everybody's smiling and having fun.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're going to give that old thing. I'm just happy we won the game.
Right.
Yeah, right. I'm just happy we won, though, tonight. Which, yeah, of course you are, but like, you'd like to help the group out.
Be happy we won and also have a hit.
It's just
going to be both. It is for everybody else. Two-run double for Muncy. And now everybody can smile.
The range of emotions from being down 0-2, thinking like, you got to be kidding me, to, yeah, take that. That is what you call, you just salvaged your evening right there. Holy salvage.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and play the music loud in the clubhouse after the game. Play whatever song you want.
So good.
Alex Call, who started this inning with a home run, is up there again. That home run, not the only thing he's done tonight. He's also singled and walked twice. On base 4 times today and 6 times in the 2 games here in Minnesota. "17 hits, by the way, matching a season high. I know you know this, but I'll tell everybody else. Call's trying to join you as the only Dodgers ever with 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Is that right?
I mean, you wrote me the card. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Your record's safe, buddy. To the bottom of the 9th. On 17 hits for the Dodgers after that 5-run top of the 9th. And a night for the homecomings. Alex Call doing his thing, and now Brock Stewart back to the place where he really made a career. 3 seasons here in Minnesota, had a .233 ERA. Traded to the Dodgers back at the deadline last year, and it's just been a story of injuries since then. He pitched in a few games and then was done with a shoulder injury. This year he comes back, pitches in 2 games, and then a foot issue. But healthy from that. The Dodgers hope they finally get to see what Brock Stewart has been all about these last few years.
I mean, when he's good, he's real good. It's 2025 season, 37 innings pitched, 44 strikeouts, a whip of just over 1, and he can be filthy against right-handed hitters. Four-seamer, sweeper, little sinker and change, but again, he's got some good ride with that pitch.
Brooks Lee leads off, and a fastball misses upstairs. Stewart debuted with the Dodgers 10 years ago. Now 34 years old. 8th season with time in the major leagues. A lot of those years, though, just a couple of games, and then injuries telling the story. But time and time again coming back from him. Lee hits this ball to deep right field and gone. Rude greeting back off of the injured list as Lee takes his old teammate deep.
Didn't make it by much. It ended in the little flower pots right over the right field wall.
Number 13 for Lee. First hit of the series for him is a long ball, and it leads off this 9th inning. Up comes Caratini. He has a home run tonight as well. That was back in the 2nd. Tied the game at 1. It was tied at 2 after 3. Dodgers then getting that 3-run 4th inning and not looking back from there. So on the verge of going to 51 and 29, and tomorrow will reach the halfway mark of the season.
First big league team to 50 wins last night. You know, and again, we're talking about the Dodgers and you know, the injuries, and hey, we could be swinging the bats better, we could be doing this. And the reality is, it's, no, we say it, you know, the team is so deep, it does so many things right that, you know, we're looking for things to call out.
Well, it's an offense doing this tonight without Will Smith, without Teoscar Hernandez, without Kyle Tucker.
Shohei didn't have a hit.
Right. Lifted to left. Caught by Tommy Edman. One away in the 9th. Pitch hitter coming up here instead of Luke Keeschel. It'll be Tristan Gray. One of the many options they've used at shortstop this year. Finally feel like they have their solution for the time being in Ryan Kreidler with how well he's hit, in addition to playing good defense. Gray had a stretch where he was hitting well enough to play, but it really cooled off as Kreidler's heated up. Fourth year in the major leagues for Gray, 4th different team already. Stewart strikes him out. 2 gone in the 9th.
Living up in the zone, that's where he does his damage. Gets hitters to chase after that, and they just can't catch up.
Kreidler with 2 gone here in the 9th inning. Swings and misses. Brock Stewart in his first game in more than a month. Stewart back today. You've got Evan Phillips working his way back. The hope is early July for him. And of course, Edwin Diaz on track for the second half. And then assuming you get the rotation fully healthy, Glasnow and Snell, you're going to have some good problems. Somebody going to have to go down to the bullpen. And these things tend to work themselves out. Rarely do you wind up with too many options, but knock on wood, seems like enough good options where you have a chance to have a pretty stacked pen.
Yeah, I mean, the key word, you just hit it right on the head, options.
Stewart's 1-2 pitch. You got a guy like River Ryan down in AAA who's just torn it up, but they can be patient and continue to let him work his way back from injury. with as many options as they do have. Pop up, shallow right, and that's going to drop in for a hit for Kreidler. Blue base hit with 2 gone here in the 9th inning. First knock of this series for Kreidler, and the night continues for Fetko. Fetko's got a big fan base here. A group of people cheering, "Let's go Fetko," every time he comes up in search of that first major league hit. 0 for 9. He's the example of the guy who has chased bat speed, has increased that. He says his goal is to try and take every pitcher deep. But the flip side of that is that there's swing and miss that now comes with it. Wroblewski had 3 Ks today. 2 of them were against Fetko. Target field is cleared out enough where you might be able to hear those Fetko chants at home. Two-0 pitch. Big bouncer to Stewart. Dodgers dominate tonight. 12-3 the final score.
A little bit of everything for the Dodgers tonight. Justin Wroblewski set the tone. 7 innings and let the Dodger offense do a little bit. Everybody getting involved. Freddie setting the way. Andy Pages, Chucky, Alex Call. Big home run. The Dodgers answered any question about the offense. Smiles tonight.
All 9 spots in the order had a hit in this game. And they tie a season high with 17 hits, 12-3, the final score. For Eric Karros, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Minneapolis. Series wraps up tomorrow as Ohtani takes on Joe Ryan, 4:30 Pacific. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers.